So Jared, have you ever done one of these like punching machines where you see how?
No, I would like to though, but I have not.
Well, we were at a carnival this past weekend.
And you did it?
For the first time.
Nice.
Lucas wanted to do it, and he was like, "Come on, let's do it." And I'm like, all right. Now, I will admit, he bested me on it. But it was close, but I do really, you can definitely tell. And he tried multiple times. I only did it once. But you can tell it's definitely technique. There's part of it is technique. It has nothing to do with how strong you are.
Yeah.
But the cool thing, or my favorite thing, and actually Lucas and I's both favorite thing with this, it also had an option where you could kick. So it had like a thing below. And so you could choose to do that instead of the punch. And we definitely got higher scores. And Lucas was only a few points shy of beating the highest score for the kick. Like it was like, I can't remember the exact numbers, but like say it was like 787 and he got like 785.
Dang.
But yeah, so.
That's cool.
Yeah. But I'm sure if I wanted to dump $10-$20 into it and try it a bunch of times, I probably could have eventually gotten the punch too.
How much is it?
It was like $1 per try, but.
Okay. Do it 20 times.
But after a few, I think you'd figure out the technique, and that's what it would take. Like just to be like, all right, I'm gonna put $20 into this, so I can say I've done it, and then you do that many in a row. Of course, the crazy thing is where it was. I mean, there's like tons of people waiting in line to get on another ride. Yeah, when the ride's there, so everyone's like watching you do it too, which is
that's a little stressful,
a little like embarrassing. Yeah, if you're just like no.
Yeah.
Hey, welcome back to Screen Time. I'm your host, Josh, and I'm a podcaster, and I'm relentless. I'm a podcaster, and I'm relentless. I'm a podcaster, and I'm relentless. Say it with me. I'm a podcaster, and I'm relentless.
And I'm relentless. Is that what you say when you wake up in the morning? You start your day with that in the mirror?
Yep.
What is it from there? Are you going to wait to...
That's from Industry... Season 3, episode 1.
Yep.
Though they don't say podcaster, but
right. No, of course, but that makes sense because I'm very behind, and you're caught up.
Yeah, but so this is co-host Jared.
Josh, I want to remind you that we're all in this together, and every day is day 0, which presents a whole host of possibilities.
Was that when he? Was that cousin like giving?
Yeah, it's Richie. Yep.
Yeah, Richie. Yeah, giving the speech to all the like helpers in for the front of the house.
Yep.
Yeah, it's nice. Well, today we were talking about The Bear, season 3, episode 7. Of course, we finished House of the Dragon last week. Nothing major new industry, but Jared's not caught up, so I'm not going to get into that too much.
Very behind. I think I'm on episode 3 of the first season.
Okay. But there's some stuff dropping, this week and the next couple of weeks. So we'll pick up some other stuff. And if you have any suggestions, shout out, give us a message or DM or email us at feedback@screentimepod.com and, tell us something you want us to discuss and we'll watch it. All right. So before we get into The Bear, we talk a little bit about what we've been watching. What are some things you've been watching, Jared?
I gotta say my other 2 run-ups for quotes, because they're just ridiculous. Well, one of them's ridiculous. One of them's just great. It's what's her name? Hold on, I have it down. I just forget her name.
Sydney?
No.
Tina?
No. Wait. I have it here. Nat.
Oh yeah. The sister. Yeah. The pregnant.
She's
very pregnant.
Yeah, she's listening in the car. It says enabler, hero, scapegoat, mascot, lost child.
Yes. I almost did that. I almost read that.
And then the other one is it's one of the Fack brothers. Says maybe you're in on it, or maybe it's a haunt. They carry over the haunt thing again.
Yeah, they're talking about the haunt thing a lot in this one. Yeah.
Or he's saying it to, I think that's also to Nat. He's saying it to Nat, but yeah. But I still don't get that whole thing, and they're carrying it over from last time.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know. It's a weird.
It is.
I don't know if it's like a Chicago thing?
It could be. Yeah. Anyway, what I've been watching.
Yeah.
I have two things.
All right.
And one is a classic, which I'm going to start with because I haven't watched in a long time.
Okay.
It's a movie.
Okay.
I said last week I was going to finish the Maxine trilogy.
Yeah.
I did not.
Oh.
I did not.
Fail.
I know. I'm still in Pearl. I'm still in the second one. Haven't even gotten to Maxine. But don't know why I really wanted to watch the first Pirates of the Caribbean movie. Caribbean.
Caribbean.
I don't know.
The Caribbean.
I don't know. I still don't know to this day. Everyone says it differently. Anyway, The Curse of the Black Pearl. I have not seen this movie in probably over 15 years.
Was it Orlando Bloom?
Yep.
Of course, Johnny Depp.
Mm-hmm. Keira Knightley. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Jeffrey
Rush. Yes.
Rush. Yeah. Yep. Okay. Yeah. Anyway, I have not seen that film in forever.
Yeah. Probably more than 15 years for me. Came out in 2003. So this is a 21-year-old movie. I watched it and I was like, man, this is really good. And I kind of forgot how good it was. It holds up.
There's a reason they made 12 of them or something.
Well, I looked up because I'm like, because I know I have not seen all of them.
Yeah, me either.
They've done 5.
Okay.
Yeah.
Slight exaggeration.
But I was kind of looking because I'm like, I don't know how much I saw. I'd definitely seen at least the first couple. And the first 3, the trilogy, was all the same director. And like, I kind of have a feeling that was like the good ones.
Mm-hmm.
And then the 4th and 5th were not great, but I don't know. I'm going to watch all 5 because I'm interested now because I don't remember how many I've seen. But anyway, I just forgot how good this movie was and holds up really well. Even the CG, which there's not much of it because a lot of it's practical, which I always appreciate too.
I want to say
it looks really good. It's 2003.
I feel like I've seen some recent talks of like rebooting it.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah,
because I think the last one that came out 2017, I think. So it's been a while. And all I know about it is I know Johnny Depp's like, yeah, I'm not doing it anymore.
Yeah.
So so that would make sense to do a reboot. But I don't know how that will go. But
yeah, I know.
Anyway, I just wanted to shout out this movie because it's
even if it's like kind of a like little, what do they call it, legacy sequel or whatever the term they use now, where it's like not true reboot. It is a sequel, but then kind of, and it's like, oh, it's his niece is now a pirate or something or whatever, and then whatever they figure out. But yeah, it's been a while since we've had a pirate movie.
I know, and it's awesome.
Pirates are cool.
Yeah. And I kind of forgot also, I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot how good this character that Johnny Depp plays in this is too. Like, there was a reason why
especially in that one. I think later he's not doing like, well, he's like, again, kind of we've talked about in other times, like then they start playing versions of the idea of it instead of actually just playing the character.
Yeah. No, he was so good in this first one. So then, well, anyway, that's on Disney, obviously, since everything that Disney is on. So, all those are on there then, if you want to watch it. But the only other thing I watched is new. Bad Monkey just came out on Apple. Today.
Mr. Staying Up Late.
It wasn't late. It was 9 o'clock. That's late for you. That's not late for me.
Well, it's late enough to like not start a whole new show, especially something I want to really pay attention to.
I didn't watch both because 2 episodes.
Because I looked, because I actually looked, and the first episode was like almost an hour long, and I was like, okay, I'm not doing that right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So maybe I'll watch it.
I just watched the first one, but
very, very looking forward. I've been looking forward to this.
Me too.
You got Bill Lawrence, show creator, who's classic Ted Lasso shrinking, and then Scrubs, and Cougar Town. Another
yeah, you mentioned that. Yeah, I didn't know about that one. Didn't know he was involved in that.
Yeah, just as much as the others. And so he's good. In my opinion, makes good comedies.
Yeah,
and then it's based on a book.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. This is based on a book, so it's a little different as far as like I think his approach to so it's like stretching him as a creative. I think by having to adapt a book, and then Vince Vaughn as the lead.
Yes,
I mean, come on.
That's what I was most excited about. I don't think he's ever done a TV show.
Nah, but I mean, Apple TV Plus.
They get everyone.
They got the money to get people to show up on a TV. Well, I guess maybe just a mini series. I don't know if there's. I mean, if it's a book, it might only be one season.
True, but it when I looked
there
it
might
up,
be more than one book. I don't know.
Right. Well, when I looked it up, it didn't say anything about being a mini series, but that doesn't really matter anymore.
No.
Even if they call it a mini series, if it does well, they'll
makes
do more.
Enough money or gets enough attention, people are like, you know what, we're just gonna make some more.
Big Little Lies and now Shogun.
Shogun, I was about to say Shogun. Yeah. And they're like, let's do 2. Let's do season 2 and 3.
2 and 3, yeah. So, so Vince Vaughn is what I was most excited about, because I just think he's one of the best.
Yeah. He's great.
Like comedic timing.
Yeah. He was in that. I feel like I was gonna say it's been a while since I've seen a comedy, but the thing I saw most recently was that based on the true story about those couponing ladies and
was that good? I didn't see that.
The movie was pretty good.
Okay,
but he was in it. He was like played like a investigator from the postal service.
Okay, he hasn't been.
Which is kind of funny.
Yeah, I don't think he's been in much lately though.
Yeah.
Because obviously the 2000s, that decade was like, that was peak Vince Vaughn. Well, even though obviously we always talk about Swingers, which was in the 90s, where that kind of started.
Yes.
Him. But like some of the other best movies he's in is all from the 2000s. But anyway, so I like the story of this is cool. I like the setting. The way it looks too. I'm curious when you watch it what you think, because I'm wondering, did they use specific cameras? I don't know. It just looks very crisp and clean, like more so than other stuff. And I mean, I'm assuming they did film it in Florida. It takes place in Florida. I'm sure they filmed it there.
Probably.
In the Keys is where it is. But the only thing I am a little bummed about, which I only watched the first one, so I'm hoping it gets better, is Vince Vaughn is not going full Vince Vaughn. There's like a couple moments where he starts to get there.
Yeah.
He's very pulled back in this though, with how he is with this comedy.
Okay.
Which is a bummer, because I was hoping he would just, and I don't know how involved he is in this. I think he's involved in the writing too, isn't he?
I don't know.
I think he is.
Did not look into it at all.
If not, he's normally there at least as executive producer or something.
Yeah.
But anyway, so that's my only downside, is that. But I don't want to say too much about it yet because it's only the first episode. So maybe
I haven't watched it yet, so don't spoil anything.
Oh no, I'm not spoiling anything. No.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But I hope he gets to do more in his specific type of comedy. So that's it.
All right.
Still not much for me lately.
No crossovers this week for us.
Oh yeah, true.
A lot of times we have crossovers, but there's no crossovers. Because all right, so I just wanted to mention. I think I mentioned it a while back when I started. I finished the A Good Girl's Guide to Murder.
Oh yeah.
It was all right.
Okay.
I'm gonna say like it wanted to be. Was it the?
Is this Netflix?
Yes, it was Netflix.
Okay, that's why it's just all right. Remember we were talking about there's a lot of stuff on Netflix that's just fine. Unfortunately,
I feel like it wanted to be. What was the one with the girl? 13 Reasons Why, right? Is that what it was? 13 Reasons Why.
I mean that was a Netflix show.
Yeah, they got really popular. And,
yeah, it did.
And it like and I remember liking that one a lot more than this. Like I remember thinking, oh, this was pretty good. Season 1, at least. After that, kind of went downhill because they tried to make more. But
yeah, I heard that show got really bad.
But I feel like this is kind of trying to fill that kind of void, like, you know, teenager looking into murder, blah blah blah. But yeah, but it was all right if that's the kind of thing you're into.
All right.
Then let's see, watch the movie The Instigators.
Oh yeah,
that's on Apple TV Plus.
Yeah,
Matt Damon and Casey Affleck.
Yeah,
it was fun. It was fun. There's some good action scenes, some good car chases. It's like, I feel like it didn't live up to its potential. Like it was worth watching, but like at the same time, you're like looking at who's there and kind of what should be, and it's like, I feel like there could have been better. And then because then if it would have been like really good.
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't know.
I was interested in it, but
yeah.
So it's just.
No, I mean, I'd watch it if you, because I think there's also some interesting things they do with, it's like a heist movie, but then like they go places with it different. I don't want to spoil things, but like you're like 50 minutes in, you're like, oh, okay. Like, so, or whatever, I don't know, 20 minutes in, something like that. But like and you're like, oh, this is not panning out the way I thought it was going to. So
cool.
So that was kind of fun. So like I said, like there was a lot of potential there, and it was good. Like I'll give it like a 7, probably somewhere in there. But you know, like I feel like though they very easily could have been like a 9 if the things would have really kind of come together. I think it's more like those two guys' chemistry wasn't quite what you'd think it would be because of the actors being the actors that they are. You think they were. So and that's like, again, it's not a buddy cop, but like that kind of vibe, like these two guys playing off each other, and it's not bad. Again, like it kind of works, but it's like, but if that was really working, this thing would be like I said, probably be like a 8.5, 9. You know? And that's kind of where like it wasn't terrible, and their interaction was just like not like. Anyway,
well, we were talking about that recently. It's hard to get that like.
Yeah, it's magic when it happens, right? Doesn't always. All right. Well, we alluded to in the opening, Industry Season 3, first episode, just as good as it's ever been.
Awesome.
If you don't know, aren't familiar with the show, it's on HBO/Max, whatever you want to call it.
The one to watch.
It's Max, the one to watch for HBO. The easiest way to describe what this show is like, it's kind of like the mixture of Succession and Euphoria.
Yeah.
And it's
a good way.
It's kind of like, it's, you know, you have this like high profile, a lot of money, rich people stuff, but then mixed with all these kind of, they're more college age instead of high school age, but like college aged young people that are kind of doing some extreme things, you know, sex, drugs, and rock and roll kind of stuff.
And it's all in the UK instead.
Yes, it is all in the UK. Yeah. Instead of the US, but well, I mean, the Europe. I mean, based in the UK. I mean, there's definitely times and parts in the season there they go to other countries, but it's
okay.
Yeah, but yeah, very good, well written, acted. Especially, I feel like it's been a while since because I don't think I watched season 1 as they were coming out, but definitely watched season 1 before season 2, and then season 2 I watched as they were coming out. So it's been a while since
I remember season 1 coming out in 2020. So like it's been 4 years since the show even started. So, and I think it was like beginning of 2020, I want to say.
Yeah, I feel like I watched it pretty close to after, but I think it was long enough that I could binge through it and didn't have to wait. But anyway, all I'll say is I remember thinking season 2 got even better than season 1. And
that's what I heard.
And then season 3, like I said, started out strong. And I do know, like, they were the people that are kind of writing and show running it, like they were green, like when they did this show, like, so I think they're just learning and getting more experience, and so they're just getting better. But yeah.
How's Kit Harington?
He's great.
Yeah.
I
was excited that he's in the show now.
He showed up partway through season 2, I think, because I don't think he's in the whole thing, but then he's still...
I thought he's just now.
No, he's definitely in the end of season 2, and then he's definitely in season 3.
Gotcha.
So definitely check that out if you like any of those kind of shows, and it's definitely top tier made show.
Did you ever? How much of Euphoria did you watch?
All of it.
You did? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Who's that? I can't remember. I thought someone on this pod I was talking to that has not watched it. Maybe it was Lucas. I don't know.
Yeah.
That I was like, you need to watch this just like just for the cinematography alone.
Yeah.
It's like incredible in it. I wanted to say about Industry, incredible music.
Yes.
I looked at the person, I was not familiar with him, but
you're right.
Man.
You're right. You know, it is the scores.
So is it still the same guy?
Yeah. Well, it sounds the same.
Sounds the same.
I
Okay,
haven't
cool.
looked it up, but yeah.
Yeah. Love the music in it.
Yeah. So then the other thing I started that's not a new thing, but I guess a recent show, You're the Worst. Watched all of season 1 of You're the Worst. Are you familiar with this?
Yeah. FX, right?
I think it's on Hulu. I watched it on Hulu,
Yeah.
but I think it's at FX. Yeah, like kind of 20 couple minute. I mean,
This
it's
is
kind of comedy.
Yeah. This is the girl that was Stormfront, right? In The Boys.
Oh, you're right. That is her.
I love her in The Boys, and I was wondering. Yeah, I looked her up, and I think that's what she's from, right?
That. Like,
Is
I
that
didn't
her?
put. I mean, I just was like, hey, they both. Actually, the guy looks kind of familiar, but again, I was watching it.
Oh, yeah, I didn't know who the guy was.
But they both look familiar, but like not enough to be like, oh, I know who these people are. But you're right. That's who that is.
I don't know if she's been in anything else, but
I didn't look either one of them up.
Yeah.
So
but
obviously.
I like that actress. But yeah, I think I watched a while back the first episode of You're the Worst, and that's it.
That's what I did a long time ago too, and I was like, oh, this is all right, and then just never came back to it.
Okay.
And then something I was reading or listening to sometime in the last month or so, someone mentioned it again, how good it was, and it's got a couple seasons now. And so I was like, but I needed.
It ended though, right?
I don't know. I don't even know.
I think it ended.
But I was like, hey, I kind of need something like short and that I can watch and that's funny. And so I checked it out, and then and also because of having this recommendation kind of it, I was like, well, let me give it a little more than just the first episode, even though it's not the first episode is not bad, but like it's like you just kind of like, oh, okay. And so I gave it a few episodes, and then as you started getting like 4 or 5, you're like, oh, okay, this is some funny stuff.
Gotcha.
And just the situation is kind of funny. These two people that are just like not wanting to be in a relationship and end up in a relationship because they both hate being in relationships. And so then they find that in common is what brings them together. It's basically the premise.
Yeah.
And it's kind of funny. Yeah. And then last, I wanted to talk to you about a few trailers.
Oh, okay.
Because
I'm sure I saw them.
Yeah, I figured you did. So let's start with, did you see the new trailer for Agatha All Along?
Yes, I did.
I think it's still getting me excited for this.
Yeah, cautiously optimistic.
Yeah, I mean, saw a lot more Aubrey Plaza in this one.
Yeah,
and
love her,
and then of course Catherine Hahn is just a treasure.
She is.
And so yeah, really looking forward to this, and this trailer just got me more excited for it.
Anything Marvel or Star Wars though, that's cautiously optimistic.
Yeah,
going into it.
Well, speaking of Star Wars, Skeleton Crew.
Yep,
trailer.
same thing.
This
we'll see.
This so felt like the Goonies /
I know, I love that.
And I was like, or / Strangers, like the Amblin kind of feel. So well done.
E.T.,
and all those things. Like, yeah, it feels like that in the Star Wars universe.
Yep.
And if they pull that off.
Yes,
man.
that's the key, because I remember when they first talked about the show, they described it that way. I'm like, if they do it right, then that's awesome.
This is going to be amazing.
It's like a perfect.
I'm forgetting who's the writer, showrunner people, but they're like some people that are talented and have some experience.
Okay. Yeah, I have no idea.
But then
involved.
the same was with Acolyte, and then they end up being pretty bad. So
that's true.
So it's hard to know, but this it's looking very promising.
Yeah.
But again, Acolyte. How many different ways can I say it?
I don't know. You can go back 8 different episodes and
hear me say it differently every time. That in the trailers looked very promising too.
And you're like, oh, Russian doll.
Yeah. Yeah.
Love Russian Doll.
So as you already stated, cautiously optimistic, but in anything in these worlds of
yeah.
Anyway, and then last, at least, Win or Lose. Did you watch this trailer?
No.
This is the first original Pixar show on Disney Plus.
I didn't even know about this.
Yeah, it was another trailer they dropped. And I think it comes out in like December or something.
So first Pixar show.
Yeah, first thing made originally by Pixar that's going to not be a movie. They have a second one though coming next year. Did you see about that?
A second show?
Yes.
No.
Yes, they're doing a show that's got episodes of kind of the things that happened in between Inside Out 1 and Inside Out 2, but from the angle of it's a mockumentary about how the crew that makes the movies, because you know how they cut away to where it's like they're making a
That's
movie.
Awesome.
Yes, so even more excited for that. But this also looks good because it's like a Win or Lose is like a coach of a baseball team or something, like a bunch of, or like a little kid league team or something, and looks cute and funny, and as Pixar does. So
what was the? Because I know all this stuff was because of D23 was kind of the main thing. I don't know what else I saw, but I was excited that they mentioned Toy Story 5.
Yep.
And Incredibles 3.
Yes.
Was there anything else? I want to say there was one other thing.
There's other things. I mean,
like that was exciting.
Well, Incredibles 3 is exciting because Brad Bird is definitely doing it. So that's the only reason why. I mean, if it was anybody else, I'd be like,
Also, it's just been a long time.
Toy Story 5.
Mm-hmm.
That's been announced for a while, but
has it? I didn't know
that they were going to do a fifth one. But the angle they mentioned in this that they didn't mention before is it's going to be the toys are going to have to deal with modern like screens or technology or something.
Oh, right.
And so like that angle dynamic, I was like, okay, I could see that being kind of fun. And then there was something else
there was something else I can't
that was pretty
think about it now.
I know they showed off the Grogu movie like clip, and that's not online, you can't see that, but
I didn't even know they started filming it yet.
They just started evidently like not that long ago,
so they pulled something together.
But everyone's like, it looks amazing, and so like as far as like effects and stuff. There was something. Was it Marvel? I feel like all the Marvel stuff was in Comic-Con like 2 weeks ago or whatever.
Yeah.
But you're right, there was something else.
Oh, it was the Daredevil show.
Oh, yes.
They showed footage of that, didn't they?
Yes. And everyone says it looks sick and darker.
So.
Supposedly it's like darker than the Netflix ones. Which is crazy because like those were already some of the darkest stuff that Marvel.
I'm just happy that
and
we got all the same actors.
And even John Bernthal's going to be back.
I know.
And they did say there's going to be a season 2 of it too.
Good.
So
as long as it's good. I mean, it's like. Speaking of that, I'm going to actually probably start watching those again because those two specifically from the Netflix Marvel stuff, Daredevil and The Punisher, I thought were the two best shows. Now Jessica Jones I really like too. Yeah. But
that was it was good. It was good. Like it was different, very different. But
But then
what you didn't like
Luke Cage and Iron Fist and the Defenders when they were all together, all that was bad.
Yeah.
But I'm glad that that's all because it's still Foggy is the same actor and Karen Page, same actress. Wilson Fisk, still Vincent D'Onofrio. It's great. So I'm happy that they didn't change anyone. So I do remember seeing something about that. I think that might have been.
Yeah, I'm
you see if there's anything else?
I was trying to look up if there was anything else. Stupid.
It's like, especially when it comes to Toy Story, it's like.
I mean, they showed like the Snow White and Mufasa, but that stuff's like, especially Mufasa. Come on, really.
Yeah, I know. Toy Story though, like,
guess
those are so strong.
Frozen 3 and Zootopia too.
We'll see about that.
I mean, Zootopia was awesome.
I love Zootopia, but I think they did like didn't they do like a short of that afterwards? And I didn't really like it. But Toy Story is the one. All four.
Avatar 3.
Okay. All four were just so good. Who knows about Avatar? I don't really know.
Yeah, and Tron, the Tron third movie. That actually sounds cool. And your boys are doing the music this time.
Yep, that's exciting.
Yeah. There's the win or lose.
Oh, I did see something about that. I got to actually watch that trailer though, but
yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. So, all right, well, let's get into The Bear.
Okay.
Season 3, episode 7, Legacy. We're gonna go deep on this one.
Are we?
Yeah.
Okay.
Not in the episode. We're gonna get deep on our episode because of this one. That's what I'm trying to say.
Right.
All right. The restaurant is out of seafolds. Sydney is presented with an opportunity.
Oh yeah.
So Jared, do you know what a seafold is?
No, I don't. Even after this episode, I don't.
Because they don't really tell you.
No, they don't.
But it's the napkins that fold like a C that go into the napkin dispenser.
Oh, gotcha.
That they use.
Okay.
Yeah, but
yeah, you're right. I was expecting them to explain that a little bit, and they didn't in this episode.
All right, so what are your thoughts on this episode?
Still good.
Okay.
Yeah. There was I have some notes about some specific scenes that I really liked. I mean, it's not as good as last week's episode, but that was a standout because like we just mentioned, all 3 seasons, there's a standout episode like that focuses on one character that has been really good all 3 seasons.
Mm-hmm.
Like one of the best episodes of the season. So, yeah, I still liked this episode though.
Yeah, I thought it was all right.
Okay.
I feel like there were some good elements in there, but then there's a lot of stuff in the middle that just kind of was like, we're just making up a scene to have these people interact. So we see these people briefly in this episode.
Yeah.
It did feel like the stalling was at full force on this one.
Yeah, that's the whole season.
Well, yeah, but like I feel like
you feel it more in certain episodes.
I feel it, you're really feeling it in this episode. Probably the most so far, I think, is in this episode.
I feel like there was one early on that I think it was maybe the second or third episode. There was one early on also that kind of felt like didn't really move forward at all.
Yeah, I think you're right, but I think because of where it was in the episode or in the season, it didn't feel as out of place because you're like, oh, it's okay. Because I think it was probably the second one because the first one it was such a flashback.
Yes, I think it was episode 2.
So then episode 2 was kind of, doing that, but it was kind of setting things back up.
It was just them just yelling in the kitchen all the time, back and forth to each other. I think that was the second one, right?
I don't remember.
Richie and Carmi. Yeah. Even though it's great when they do that, but it was like the whole episode. Wasn't that episode 2? I want to say that was. Or
there was an episode of that. It just, but see, like I think that was better than this one where you just had these like weird. Yeah. Anyway, I do like the opening stuff with where it was like Carmi and Richie both like kind of reflecting on the relationship stuff.
Yes.
And like just the girl problems that they have and kind of where things went wrong. And I did like those scenes, but then I have the scene. So like these are the ones that kind of like I felt like these are just like filler stuff just to be like, hey, let's show these people. Mm-hmm. It's like the recovery group stuff. Then
really?
Those guys, yeah, it was. It seemed like it was overdone. Like we've seen him dealing with that.
Well, that's my first note is I do like because when we do, although this wasn't as good as when we've had scenes with Carmi in his therapy group before, those scenes were so good. So when we got this scene, I was like, oh sweet, we're gonna get another one of these. It wasn't as good, but I do like those scenes when we get him in there in his group setting.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. Like I've liked it in the past. I just like this one just felt like it was,
no, this one wasn't
because he wasn't really talking. He just listened to the other guy talk, and then we had the Fack brothers changing the light bulb, and then the random uncle coming up, and then them talking about haunting again. Which
I know that was
weird.
Yes, it was.
The stuff with the beef window, like that whole interaction, it was like, yeah, they were getting it, but they were like, okay,
yep.
Then there's the guys stacking or restocking the wine on the like shelves, like, and you're like random. Then what's her name, and Richie just talking in the dining room. They're just sitting in a booth talking or whatever at a table, something.
Nat,
yeah. And then even like the scenes of her at the shopping depot or whatever they called it, because it was not Home Depot, but they called it.
Oh yeah.
It was just like all these like just, and it didn't really feel like it was like, you can have stuff like that, but then it's got to really feel like it's moving the character somewhere, or they're doing something, and it just all felt like filler.
Well, I agree with all those you mentioned, except for because I have a note about it. Yeah, the scene with Nat and Richie. There was another scene too after it, because my note is I really liked all the scenes of Nat talking to different people about their experiences with going to labor and having a baby, because it was she talks to Tina also.
Yes, she does.
Right? So I thought those scenes were good.
Yeah,
I liked that.
You're right. The stuff with her and Tina was good,
because I think that's right after she talks to Richie, and he is talking about.
Yeah, there's just something about the scene with her and Richie that like they were talking about that, but I don't know, it just didn't. But I see what you're talking about.
Yeah,
I did like, even though it was with like the beef window scene, like I did like where we saw Tina tap on the napkins and it's kind of like a little nod to like last week's episode, which was just fun.
You're like, hey, you remember last week's episode? That was way better.
We're putting this in here so that you don't
forget. This show's really good.
Cool. So and then we get Nat going into labor at the end.
Yeah, that's how the episode ends. Yeah.
So so that one thing, obviously, there's the opportunity for Sydney. So
that's one of the biggest moments.
Yeah. Well, it's a start of a thing. Like, and of course, then with her interaction with Carmi a little bit later, and it's like he's not taking her suggestions, and they give you a couple opportunities for her to be frustrated at a current spot.
Well, that's happened earlier in the season.
Yes.
Yeah.
And question it. But then there was also a couple opportunities where I feel like people were really supportive of her too. Mm-hmm. To be like, if you're like, well, maybe it is nice here. Like, because then Nat says some stuff to her. Mm-hmm. But then of course at the end she's like, sign the agreement.
Yeah.
So what do you think? Do you think Sydney's gonna leave?
If she does, it'll be like the end of the season. Like they'll end it on that, or it'll be like one of the last scenes. Okay.
We've got 3 more episodes.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like if she does, that'll be like one of the cliffhangers that the season will end on. But yeah, I thought, I mean, it's very enticing on her end, because he basically, that was one of my other notes. Yeah, Sydney getting a new job offer, head chef, and basically whatever she wants to do creatively with it too. So like it's like,
and a good salary and
like
benefits, and be a partner, and
he's like, whatever you want to do, which is like, I mean, that is like her dream. So,
but also
be tough to pass up,
right? But also, like, I'm trying to remember. It's been a while since I've watched season 1, but like, didn't she like? I mean, Carmi just kind of took a chance on her to get her in there.
I don't remember.
Or was she already working there and he helped like kind of teach her? I don't know.
I don't know. I don't remember.
Yeah.
How she came in.
I don't know. Yeah. So, because it's like, do you take this opportunity, or do you like? I don't know. It's like,
I know you're kind of.
Do you owe it to like, you're like, hey, these people that really help me out, do I just ditch them and?
Right.
Yeah. And they're like family. I mean, they're all like family. They love and hate each other like family there.
It's tough. Yeah. Very tough decision.
Yeah.
The other note I have is I just thought it was funny there was another Beastie Boys needle drop in this one.
Yes.
So back-to-back episodes of that.
Somebody's been listening to Beastie Boys.
Yeah. Apparently.
I actually did note that. I didn't write it down, but I didn't know. I was like, oh, nice. Yeah. More Beastie Boys. So then, but my last note, which is their conversation about legacy, that was a cool moment.
Yeah, seeing the photo.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But then him talking about it and then them asking. So I'm going to ask you, Jared, what do you want to be your legacy? What do you want your legacy to be?
You're going to put me on
yes,
on the spot with that?
Yeah.
I can't answer that just on a podcast. Just right for the whole world because we have millions of listeners to hear.
Yeah. No thoughts at all? It's all right. You can change it. I'm not going to hold you to it. I just thought it was an interesting question.
It is.
And I mean, I don't know my direct answer either. I didn't like pre-plan something for this. I just was like, "Would I write that down?" And we can.
Well, you have a family legacy already, anyway. Though
that's true.
So
there's that.
Yes,
there's that.
Yeah.
And I've already put my daughters are going to carry on the Youngborn name as well. We've established that with them.
Yeah. Which is important.
Yeah. So any of you, young men, suitable young men, know that.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I can't answer this question right now, but it is a good question to ask for sure.
Yeah. Obviously yes, family, but
yeah,
bringing that, like, I feel like, thinking about this a lot, obviously in the last like year plus, whatever, like starting a business and on my own. And I think it's like what I find the most rewarding is well, I say most rewarding, but one of the things that are very rewarding I've found, and I've before this even, but now I have like full autonomy to kind of do it however I want, is like really helping teach other people how to make good videos, right? Like because there's a lot of people that can do video, but doing it well, good story, good, it's like some craft to it, is not as common, at least in the general region that we're in. And I mean, there's people that can do it, but and so I find it really rewarding to like be able to nurture and teach others to be able to do that. So I feel like, if I look into the future, it'd be cool to have a legacy of just like, hey, this, Connect Films production company, whatever you want to call it. Maybe it's even, I don't want to say school or something like in the future, but like is like this established way of people to really like learn and hone their craft and then be able to tell, good, powerful stories and meaningful things. So
for sure. And I remember you mentioning that, I don't know if it was to me or to someone else, but I was there at least. I remember you mentioning that about like, thinking about even doing like a school for it. Yeah.
Yeah. Cause I think, story is a strong way to make a difference and make an impact on things in this world. And you can wield it for good or bad. And obviously I want to wield it for good, but I think also teaching other people to be able to do that so that there can be more good stories told with good purpose behind them. Yeah. And so, yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah. So that was, I know that it was a deep part into it wasn't long, but it was a deep part in the show. And it just got me thinking, and I was like, oh, we should talk about that.
Yeah. It's important.
Yeah. But yeah, you want to,
not for everyone, I guess, but
yeah, but most people, if you ask them, they would say they want to leave things better than they found them.
But, but I mean, but some people I feel like just don't think about it or care about leaving a mark, you know? So
that's true.
It's not everyone, but yeah, it is very important.
Yeah. Cool. Well, any other thoughts on this episode?
No, we got 3 more episodes, and I'm wondering how they're going to be, and I'm very curious how they're going to end this season, because like we've been talking about, it's kind of, I mean, it's being drug out because of how we've already mentioned many times, the creator, this was supposed to be the last season, but they wanted a 4th. So he has 1 season of story that he's making into 2 seasons. So I'm wondering how it's going to end for this season and set up the final season. I don't really know. I do think the Sydney thing, though, we mentioned that would be a good cliffhanger. Her like leaving, whether she sticks with it or actually goes, but like at least ending on her basically being like, yeah, I'm out. You know?
Yeah. We will see.
Mm-hmm. So, do we want to mention the next thing we're going to cover? I guess that is, well, it's in 2 weeks from this recording day, right? Is when it's coming out.
Something like that. So, well, I was going to say, like, next week we'll probably discuss more Bad Monkey, because we'll have watched at least the first 2 episodes, and you would have watched those, and we can dig into that a little bit.
Yeah.
Of course, then episode 8 of The Bear, season 3. But The Rings of Power season 2 is dropping here towards the end of the month, so we'll pick up on that.
Very divisive. We'll see.
Yeah, I know I enjoyed season 1 more than this guy.
Yeah, you did.
But I was a little more forgiving. Also, it's just that's my original OG nerd is Lord of the Rings. I've
love Lord of the Rings.
I have a atlas map of Middle Earth.
I know.
In a book.
I know, but here's the thing, though. Especially if you just, I don't know how recently you watched the Lord of the Rings trilogy again.
Very recently.
Very tough going from that to the show.
All I'll say is the show's better than the Hobbit movies.
Yeah, well, yes, but the Hobbit movies are pretty bad. Yeah. The Hobbit animated.
Oh, yeah, that's good.
Yeah, I remember watching that when I was a kid.
Yep, same.
I love that. Yeah.
Used to have it on DVD, I think, too.
Yeah, I remember watching it on.
Yeah.
I remember watching it on VHS.
Anyway, but the other thing that happens in between there is our 1-year anniversary.
Oh, yeah.
That's coming up. So we haven't figured out exactly what we're going to do. Special episode.
No.
What? But yeah, we're going to do something because that's coming up.
If any time is right for you to write in, that would be the time. Give us something or just something nice. Say if we've gotten better or not in a year at podcasting.
Hopefully, gosh,
I know, right? No, but yeah, if you want to say something, or give us any topics.
Yeah.
Now that would be a good time to do it, because then we'd have a couple things we could talk about if we get some people writing in.
Yeah.
We do that on the episode.
We can also maybe put a little, those things on Instagram where people can ask questions, like submit questions for.
Yeah, we do that.
We could do that too. Yeah. I don't know. We'll save it for the.
Yeah. Might do, I don't know if we decide on that or not, but maybe a fall preview. There's a lot of good TV stuff. Because reason why I brought it up to you, because it seemed like there wasn't much, and then I checked recently, like stuff that actually has dates now. I'm like, oh, there's actually a decent amount.
Yeah.
For the rest of the
agree.
Year.
Yeah.
So
there are.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, hopefully you enjoyed this episode. If you would like to send us any thoughts or feedback, you can write in at feedback@screentimepod.com and or leave a comment. And you can follow us on Instagram. I'm at JYoungBar.
And I'm at Jared Youngbar.
All right, we'll catch you guys next time.